By 2020, there will be a major shift in world economic power compared to 2010, and emerging markets will rise in importance. The top 10 world's largest economies measured by GDP at purchasing power parity will be China, USA, India, followed by Japan, Russia, Germany, Brazil, UK, France, and then Mexico. We use purchasing power parity as a measure of comparison between these economies because it's the most accurate way of determining the standard of living and comparing these economies. China will overtake USA to be the world's largest economy by 2017, and by 2020 it will account for more than 20% of the global total GDP output. By 2012, India will overtake Japan to be the third largest economy. Russia will overtake Germany to become the fifth largest economy, and Brazil would be the seventh largest, overtaking both the UK and France. And finally, Mexico enters the top 10 by overtaking Italy to be the 10th largest economy. While there are many positive implications of the shift towards emerging market economies, this shift will also impose certain challenges for these economies. On the positive side, emerging market economies have huge populations and rising disposable incomes, and this presents tremendous opportunities to consumer goods markets and services markets. In 2010, the total population in BRIC economies alone was 2.8 billion people, compared to only 737 million people in G7 economies together. Opportunities in emerging market economies include luxury goods because there's an expanding middle class and these people are ready to spend money, so there's a lot of potential over there. In addition to that, these countries are relatively younger than advanced economies. There is a problem of aging in countries like China and maybe some other Eastern European emerging economies, but relatively speaking, they're much younger than advanced economies, and this youth again presents a tremendous potential for fast-moving consumer goods markets. In 2010, the share of population aged below 25 years of age accounted for almost 40% of the total population in BRIC economies, compared to just 27% of the total population in the European Union. Other implications on the positive side include foreign investments. These countries are very attractive for foreign investors, but they also come with a baggage of higher regulation and corruption. They are also contributing immensely towards global warming, and China, India, Russia are one of the biggest polluters in the world. Finally, with rapidly growing economies, social unrest is another challenge which might be faced by these economies and will lead to income inequality in the long run. So to summarize, by 2020 there will be a major shift and emerging market economies will grow in power, and there will be at least 5 economies which will be in the top 10 world's largest economies. And these economies pose tremendous opportunities in fast-moving consumer goods markets and services markets as well, because they have a very huge population compared to advanced economies, their incomes are rising tremendously, and they have a high proportion of youth.